Hi, this is a PvZ on Medusa. It's played in the B- ranks in the middle of the season. So my opponent is a Chinese pro Zerg, so it should be quite an interesting match. The map is Medusa, and in PvZ this map means pretty much that you have two options: either you fast expand or you make a proxy double gate on like 9 and 10 gate over to your natural choke, since if you place those gateways well enough, then the two gateways will like completely cover the entrance in a way that that like only one or two spots have a place where links can pass through, and that pretty much means that one or two zealots can block like the links from running past completely, and that is very useful when your opponent might be doing a counter attack or you're forced to retreat from your 2-gate pressure build, and then the game is not over even if you're forced to retreat, since it's so easy to defend your base and your main and so on. However, in general, besides that, there are really no other cheesy builds that you can do in this map. The Bisu build, which is like 1 robotics and 1 Stargate Corsairs while making your normal ground army, is quite popular in this map because you have that minimal only in the back. It allows you to produce a large ground army quite easily while you might be doing some harassing with Corsairs and a Reaver or two or some small shuttle drops and such. You also gotta be aware of the fact that the Zerg can play very cheesy in this map. Like, the Zerg can be doing well, almost anything you can imagine. It could be, for example, trying to kill all those Protoss temples in the backside, and that way they could run through with their like Ling and Hydra army with lurkers. Actually, just yesterday one guy spent quite a while destroying those temples, but since I wasn't careful enough, he was able to destroy all the temples and kind of like run in with lurkers, hydras and such. And you gotta be aware of that fact that there's a backdoor entrance that Protoss temple, and you don't even have to mine those minerals to be able to get inside. And besides that, you have that very easy mineral only, which means that you usually gotta double expand, or even if not necessarily double expand, but you gotta make your second expansion pretty quickly, since it's so easy to take. And you can really use that. You gotta take that into account when you're macroing as well. Like, normally if you only had this gas natural, then you would be able to make like army from 8 gateways or so. But with that mineral only, you might be able to produce army from like even 11 or 12 gateways, and that will really affect you and your army size. And that's one thing which needs some getting used to when it comes to Protoss macro and so on. Also, notice how I lost my probe due to being very careless, and that's why I kind of sneaked past this one new probe, trying to kind of like get some extra information over here, and just trying to know what he has and so on. I didn't know much from that, but I do know that he's not keeping and making links, at least not very aggressively, and that he didn't have very quick link speed. Besides that, but that's why I'm trying to send one more probe just to be sure about it. Remember, when blocking your entrance, then the ideal placement would be forge on the below and gateway on the above. If you place your buildings that way, then not even Zerglings can run past, and that's really big. And right now, in my example of this block, this is not very good, since I have to destroy that gateway later on if I want my units to pass. But besides that fact, it's quite a powerful block. Like, it will be very hard for my opponent to run past in pretty much any way you can imagine. I started my assimilator while my cybernetics core was like almost finished. That way I'm trying to be able to provide the essential amount of gas that I will require for making all this tech and everything I need. Since I wasn't able to scout his main with my probes, I'm now trying to send a zealot in, and I'm basically trying to just hope to see if he's making a quick spire and whatever else he might be making, if he's making hydras and whatsoever. And this is really important. If you really have no idea what your opponent is doing, or very little idea, then you gotta try to figure it out somehow and find out what he has, what he doesn't have, and that way you will have to spend the minimal amount of resources and everything else to fight him and be able to fend him off. Over here I use 2 zealots. I send 2 zealots just so that if the one fails, I'll have another one over there. But over in this case, even my 1 zealot was already enough to be able to figure it out. Now I also know with my another zealot that he started a spire at his natural, but it's quite slow, so I'm in no hurry to build cannons. Like, even if his spire is like 400 hit points or so, you still have quite a bit of time to just be relaxed and build whatever you need, corsairs, whatever you want. And remember to add your gateways in good time and so on. Since I noticed that he's making a spire and so on, I'm still making a rather quick Templar archives after my citadel and so on. This way I'm trying to ensure that I will be completely safe from anything Muta-like build that he might come up with. I'm also making corsairs all the time. This is my way of trying to counter him with minimal amount of cannons. For example, if he makes Scourge, then my Corsairs will be, after I have like 5 or 6, I will be able to kill them quite fine. Even though I don't really need to build Corsairs if he only makes Scourge. But if he decides to switch to Midas later on, my High Templar and Archon army will be very vulnerable to good Metalisk micro. So that's why if I keep making Corsairs right now, it will ensure that I'm able to fight off those Midas without having too much trouble. For example, if he has like 11 Midas and he can just pretty much shoot down all my High Templars and then run in with Hydras and destroy me or something. But if I keep making Corsairs and so on, then there will be no trouble at all. I'm now considering on expanding again. In this map, it's very viable, and I really gotta take the second expansion early. He will be taking new expansions very quickly as well, and I gotta be ready for it. Also, I'm adding a lot of gateways early on. I don't really need to move out yet. I'm waiting for the appropriate army size before I actually try to move out. I'm gonna need a High Templars and more Zealots for sure, but I'm not really in a hurry. I have a Corsairs. I can wait for it, but I gotta keep producing gateways and make sure that my unit production stays up at high rates at all time. I'm sending around like these Corsairs just to try and kill some scouting overlords, so that and figuring out what he has. Like this way, I'm trying to find out if he has like another quick expansion, what he has, what units he has, what units he's making. For example, if he's making lurkers, and I noticed that he already has some lurkers, like in the lurker aspect eggs or something coming out, then it would mean that I have to break out as soon as possible so that I'm not contained, even if I don't have observers. I don't necessarily need to fight his army to be able to move out and advance a bit. Now I'm thinking of starting a new expansion. I was able to figure out quite well what he has. I saw that he's making hydraulics with speed. I noticed that he's making upgrades and so on. And I also noticed that he's not making mutas, so I will be quite safe from almost any type of a Metalisk harass at this point of the game. Of course, if he tries to make something really late, then it might be a different case. But it also matters that at that point I will probably already have dragoons, and dragoons and High Templars are what I'd need against that thing. So it's really no trouble at all. I had to destroy my gateway. My building placement was far from the best what it could have been, and like if I had planned my building placement slightly better, I wouldn't have had to destroy that gateway, but it also helped me defend against potential link run bys. Not that it made much of a difference.